Thanks for stopping by. Another session of Street Talk with Ba. I'm your host, Ba. Rest in peace, Mr. Magic. Takes a wise man to learn from his own mistakes, and a wiser man to learn from the mistakes made by others. Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about my man, Money Man D from the Bronx. Money Man D. Yeah, this was. I don't know. I think I talked about it before in reference to this little era, this little thing, and when I was out there, this is like in '89, because we was out there the night when Mike Tyson and Mitch Blood Green had a fight. So that's that photo you see me with him. I'm on my car, he on his car. That was in front of Dapper Dan's on 125th Street. And one thing about it, Dap didn't just make like Gucci suits, Louis Vuitton jackets. He made custom shit too. And D used to like to wear a lot of custom clothes from Dap. So that's what he wearing with that. It ain't no name brand. Like it ain't no Louis or no Gucci, but he had that. He used to always like to get his shit custom made. That's how much bread he had. So one night when we was, he got me with him, and we riding around, and I'm trying to re up. Matter of fact, that same night, I'm trying to buy some coke. I'm trying to re up. I had money for a brick on me, so he got me following him around. We riding around the city, and I'm kind of tight because I'm like, man, I got to get back to the hood, get this money. You know what I'm saying? You got bread like that. So I'm riding with the dude all night. About see about right after that picture, not too long after that picture, we shoot to the Bronx, and he come downstairs and he drops a brick on me. I said, nah, you ain't got to give me the money. That's the kind of dude he was. And that car for y'all, for the car collectors back in the days, the cars, the whip, that car right there, that's a 560 SL with a wide body kit on it. And this is '89. It's a Conan wide body kit, all white, 560 SL. Now the that's the 560 SL convertible. Now that convertible costs about back then '89, probably the 560 SL convertible was probably about in between 64 and 72,000. And then he had he had to get the rims. That's another about them wide rims. That's another uh, 6 or 7,000 for the tires and all of that. And then that wide body kit from Conan. Conan makes a car called the Conan's Egg. If you familiar with that car, Conan. But back then they only made aftermarket products for like German. They did German engineering basically with making cars faster. The rims, the aerodynamics, the spoiler kits, the always racing stuff. So Conan back then, like I said, they did the wide body, but currently they got their own vehicle out, and it's called a Conan's X. I think them things is close to $1 million. But D paid about 40,000 for that wide body Testarossa kit on that car. Yeah, that car was flaming, man. And then Dapper Dan did the Gucci leather interior on the inside. Yeah, that car was fly. That was the flyest car. Yeah, crazy. Ferrari Testarossa wide body kit with the wide body on it, yo. Well, I say Testarossa, but it's made by Conan. But that wide body comes from the Ferrari Testarossa because back then that was the only type of car that had them flared out fenders on the right off the door. So, but and this the and this the type of dude I learned to be from him too. Like I said, being in Harlem, when he come on the block, I could go make about I say about in about 3 hours. I could make about $2,000 with him in about 3 hours when I go with him. Because what he used to do, I'll ride with him to about 6 or 7 spots throughout the city, and he'll go to the spots, and all the money that he made at that spot in singles, one spot it may be $900, one spot it may be $2,000. So when I count the $900, he'll just take six and give me three. So I count the $2,000 in single. I give him like 1,500. That's how we break that. And the rest of those singles, what he does in that area, like the $900 he got from one spot, yo, as soon as they seen him come in the building, and they next like 15 minutes once we get the money together, I turn around, yo, they just came out like the woodworks, and he just throws the money in the air to them, and everybody, they hit, and it was a crazy philosophy to it that he had, because it was more like, yo, when you taking care of them, they gonna take care of you, and he was 100% right, because when he pull up on the block, he don't gotta ask for his car to get washed. You know what I'm saying? They just wash the car. Any car who with him, if he 4 cars deep, all 4 cars getting washed. Because when they get their money, wherever they hire, they getting their money, they bring it to him. They buy it for him. They buy it for him. Because when they ain't got it, he looking out for them. And I said, wow, that's crazy right there. And trust me, this dude was getting it. He was definitely getting it. But I heard he turned informant. But I really don't give a fuck, to be honest with you, because I know what he did for me. Maybe if he would have told on me, I probably feel a different way, but I'll be phony if I act like I felt that way. So I don't live that lifestyle no more. So I don't worry about it, because if he showed up at my door, he got a place to stay. To each his own. But that's the history, man. And he also one time he had these $2 bottles of crack that he used to sell, and in Brooklyn we could get $10 for them same $2 cracks. But I kept saying I gotta find a method to where I could get selling $2 size bottles in Brooklyn that look like his, almost dimes. But the lowest I got it down to was I was able to sell 2 for 5s in Brooklyn. So I got down to like 250. I think we bought that to Brooklyn, because, like I said, I was so much in competitive with this dude, not trying to match him dollar for dollar, but just the things he did, because everything he did, that shit was on point. That's how he used to move. Real smooth operator. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I like to move, real smooth. So yeah, that's my man D, and that 560 SL, fire, y'all. Bar.